How you doing, folks? Deadman here with the Studio Dead's very first movie review. A little while ago, I asked on Twitter if you guys would like to see us expand to reviewing movies as well as video games, and the answer was a resounding two responses of yes. Thanks a lot, guys. So here we go. The movie in review is a Korean movie by the name of The Man from Nowhere. Now that's the American title. The Korean title, from what I've been able to gather, is This Man. Either way, the name fits. The movie is dark, violent, noirish, violent, dry-humored, violent, explorative, violent, well-written, violent, original, violent, and self-defining. I think I forgot to mention it's violent. But don't let that deter you from the movie. It's an incredible movie that tells an awesome tale. The movie itself is about a man named Cha Tae-sik, who is also known as the Pawn Shop Ghost, who befriends a little girl named Sumi. Cha Tae-sik has a mysterious past and is very quiet, and Sumi has a mother who is a stripper, dope fiend junkie. I'm not kidding. Well, the whole premise is Sumi's mother gets mixed up with gangsters and drugs and soon after gets herself and Sumi kidnapped. The problem with that, they involved poor Cha Tae-sik, one by his business and two by taking his only friend, the little girl Sumi. Now Cha Tae-sik has to shoot, cut, and fight his way through bad guy after bad guy after bad guy, and not to mention some overwhelming odds at some points in the movie. Now, before you write this movie off as a clone of Taken, Man on Fire, or The Professional, I urge you not to. The three aforementioned movies are in my collection and have been studied by me. While the premise is in the most basic form the same, this movie successfully creates its own identity in this genre of girl kidnapped, guy kicks ass to find her, and it does it well. By defining the characters both good and bad, you actually begin to care about them and their fates. Sumi is played by a sweet little girl that doesn't rot your teeth, a la Dakota Fanning. Cha Tae-sik plays out the androgynous pretty boy very well, and later in the movie plays a badass just as well. The various bad guys are despicable, but the hitman, this guy, stands out the most as the only real challenge to Cha Tae-sik, and rightfully so. Now, static characters are fun, but this movie is full of dynamic ones that tell a very, very good story. When the whole tide of events shifts from setting a story up to straight action, so does Cha, going from pretty boy to a focused, merciless, and efficient killer. The gunplay is nothing to write home about, nothing to compare to, say, Equilibrium, but it's extremely well done. The knife fights are my absolute favorite and by far the cause for most of the gore and blood in the movie. Not by being over the top, but actually by being realistic. If you're not cringing at certain parts of this movie, you're just not human. This movie is a hell of a ride, and the last 25 minutes of the movie will blow you away and make the three previously mentioned movies look like PG-13 titles. With incredible direction, scoring, acting, and production, this movie manages to define itself in what should be a tired genre. And for this, it gets a big, beautiful skull. I suggest to watch it now. And for the next review, we leave it to you, our watchers. Please vote in the comments below which movie you want to see reviewed next. King of Fighters or Repo, the Genetic Opera. This is Deadman for the Studio Dead signing off, and as always, game on.